poppin', beautiful people? Welcome to the Miss Best Reviews channel. We are here to go over 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days. If you've been watching with us since episode 1, shout out to you. 18 weeks is a long time.
It is.
It is a long time. Let's welcome in James for the Watch About the Reviews channel, who is here to co-host the video with us. Welcome in. The link to his channel, it's in the description of this video and always in. Scroll to the section that says our Black Creator Spotlight. That is where I put his link as well as anybody else Black that I like. But yeah, welcome in, James.
I appreciate the plug. Thank you, friend. Yes, y'all like, comment, and subscribe to my friend as well. Y'all, this is not an easy thing to do, especially when you're not getting paid to do it. We rearranging schedules. We are doing homework. We at work full time. Some of us 60-hour weeks. We be giving it to y'all here. So the least y'all can do, because it's free, is subscribe to us so we can continue to give y'all this good service. And we won't forget y'all, even when we do get monetized down the line. We're not going to forget y'all at all.
We do appreciate everybody, y'all. But let's get into this episode because I actually do have to write a paper somehow tonight. So that will be, we'll see how that goes. Let's get into the episode. This episode starts, these are the wrong notes. I have a bunch of content. Bear with me. The episode is titled Emergency Exit. Let's start there. We're going to start with Elise and Joshua. There was a lot that happened with these people. They stressed me out. They made my teeth itch and everything in between. So Elise and Joshua are going abseiling. I've never heard of abseiling. It sounded like a more extreme activity, but when I hear abseiling, I think of parasailing. I just think of somebody coming out of the sky onto something. Elise says that she booked this activity without understanding or looking into what it was. She just booked it.
Is that something we do nowadays? Like, we just book shit and not look at what it is?
People like her are what's wrong with I think people like her are what's wrong with reviews, because people do dumb stuff like that and then we'll go write a review talking about how awful something was when it's just like you would have known what came with it if you read. Always look into what you book. I do not understand why people don't do it. But she booked this activity. It's an intense activity where essentially she's going to be rappelling down waterfalls, jumping into cliffs, and hiking through a mountain and canyon in the cold Australian weather, because obviously the time of year that Elise came to visit Joshua, it was cold. It looked cold. I'm like, girl, did you not check the weather? The weather app worked. You could type in any city you want in the world, Elise.
And they will tell you. It's like she didn't do her research. She didn't find out. She didn't do anything. All she did was just bring her bags and came because she was so determined to get to this man. That's all she did.
Hella determined to get to Joshua. And I'm starting to see now, based on the clip we get from next week and how she's behaved this season, I see why they came in later, because they didn't have a lot to give when we look at it as a whole. But everything goes okay with the activity until they get to the waterfall. Now, she had at this point been crawling through stuff and jumping into these cold puddles of water and stuff. I would love to do an activity like this in the summer when it's hot and the water cools you down and saves your life. Not when it's cold and I have to put on a wetsuit. I just don't think that's the time to do it. But everything is okay, but she starts to get cold. She says that hypothermia set in, but if hypothermia set in, then the guides, I'm sure, would have immediately pulled her to the side and warmed her up. Usually they are trained in things like that, especially in a country like Australia. They did not. And it just seems like after so many plunges, she tapped out. She starts crying louder than an infant that is being physically assaulted and has not slept and is also hungry. She gets to the part where she has to rappel down this waterfall. And she just starts screaming. She just starts screaming. Before she does it, she's like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go home. Well, you're in a mountain. You can't do anything right now. You're in a mountain. You booked this activity. You did this to yourself. Why are you screaming, I want to go home? On a tour, it looked like other people were a part of it. Like, what are you doing, Elise? Then she gets onto the thing and is being repelled down the mountain. And you just hear, and I'm like, and I'm like, I wanted to cut the bitch's rope and just let her fall into the water. Like, what?
I am crying.
Her up. Why was she screaming? And I don't think people realize when you're in a situation when you're afraid. Like, I'm about to sound really messed up. I'm one of them people who be annoyed when I'm watching a movie and there's gunshots or like someone comes in to rob the bank, and there's always that one white bitch that screams, "Oh, why are you screaming? Quiet." Elise is that person. I don't think people realize when you're afraid or in a moment that you don't know how to navigate or don't feel safe, that when you're screaming and hollering like a fucking child, you're making it harder for the people that are trained to help you to think and to respond so that they can help you. Shut up. How did you feel? I mean, was it me? I know Shani, I don't know if she's here. I know Shani was messaging me while she was watching the episode talking about she wanted to punch this girl through her TV because of her screaming. It was excessive.
You would have thought Michael Myers was behind her on that damn rope. It was trying to get her. Like, you would have thought Jason was after this lady about to stab her with his machete. The way she was hollering and screaming and jumping and flipping and flopping. I could not stop laughing. I was in here hollering.
Cause what?
Because what are you
Elise, what are
doing?
you doing?
What is you doing all these dramatics for? Like, what is going on? Like, you like this was so unnecessary. It was like, I
I
don't know
can't.
how Josh did it. I don't know how he did it because I would have been on the floor.
He was in the water. He didn't even look like because he finished it quickly, but he didn't swim to the side to check on her. It took him quite a while. So I think while she was screaming, he must have been just plunging under to, block out the noise, coming back up. Because she was just panicking. I didn't understand why Elise was doing what she did, but she made the situation worse. She does end up completing the course. Afterward, everyone's just hugging her and being nice because she's crying her little tears. Girl, let it be a lesson to you. Read what you book. What else can we tell her? But she literally spent half of this 2-hour episode screaming. She was screaming. Now, once she gets her ass up off this mountain and gets out of the water, they get dried up and dressed, and it looks like they're in some recreational, like outdoorsy area. So he decides he's going to take her to a cliff with a great view. I hate when people do this, by the way. Don't take me nowhere pretty. Don't make a memory with me before you say something that will crush me. Like, it's like, don't do that. It's not okay. But this is what he does. He says he has some bad news. He got a text message, and Elise was like, "Who texted you? What was that?" He's like, "Don't worry about it." Whenever you say "don't worry about it" to someone who asks you about your text, if you're in a relationship with them, you have now given them 17,000 reasons why they should worry about the text or call or notification. I just don't understand why he does this. But as soon as he did that, I kind of looked at him like, dude, you're a red flag. Just because when it came to Nat, it was, I just didn't know how to tell you. I didn't see the need in telling you. It comes to a text message and she's like, why are you ignoring your phone, which you don't usually do? And it's, don't worry about it. Like, I feel like he's not the guy that will just tell a lie initially if he's doing something shady, but he'll hit you with the, don't worry about it. Why are you fixating on this? Like, he'll kind of make it seem like you're the problem.
Yep.
And I'm kind of tired of him doing that to this girl, even though she is also the problem, but at least she has a job.
She can afford her lifestyle. She ain't got no roommate. She lives in expensive ass Miami, which I would know. So it's kind of like, to me, he's a red flag for many reasons. It's not just, the Nat situation, the job situation. That parenting is questionable because why? Oh, you about to get there.
Yes, the parenting. There's also a tea I saw online about the parenting actually not long before I came on this live. Um, Essentially, Josh has her on the mountain because the bad news is that she's not going to be able to talk with his son or meet his son on FaceTime. Um, Elise was offended about it. She kind of irritated me with her response because you could tell that she panicked and she kept it cool in front of him, kind of, but then she's letting the confessional know that it worries and scares the crap out of her to leave Australia without ever meeting anybody that's really a part of his family. I do think that that normally would be a red flag. However, this is why I tell people not to rush relationships because this is your first time meeting him. Just because you're across the world doesn't mean you have to like rush and skip steps. Apply for the K1 visa yet, or just date and be together before you take those steps. I don't think that on like, if let's say me and James didn't know each other and we're dating and one of us had a child, let's say I have a child or something, like if it's my first time meeting him, he's not meeting my kid. It's my first time meeting you. So I don't think Elise should panic about that. Maybe on the second or third visit, you can talk to the son. Uh, Maybe ask him questions like, well, does your son know that you're dating me? How often do you talk to him? Like, she kind of just takes what he's told her about the son as like face value. I don't know if you've noticed that, but
I noticed it, but then it's your point to that. It kind of makes me, I feel two ways. I feel like one, it is too soon for her to want some sort of involvement conversation with his son because to me, how old is the son? Is the son a teenager? Is the son small? Like what are we, contemplating this conversation with the son is going to be about? Because it's very odd that you want to talk with the son and then her reaction to it was just so strange. You would have thought that they known each other for 5 years and she hasn't met the son. Like it's only been a few months. And then the other thing is this. I don't know why he's giving me absent father. Like he ain't never there for his kid. He ain't ever, he sees his kid maybe once or twice a year kind of situation. It gives me that. I don't know why. I don't know because I don't know Josh. We don't know him at all. We don't know what he could be the best. He could be father of the year. But in these situations, his son only has come up because Elise has brought him up.
that's true. She
Yeah.
had to ask about it. You would think that he would even be quick to want to say something about the son on just to the confessional or something independently. He hasn't really said much until he was like pushed into a corner or caught or asked about why he's
Yes.
lying or what's going on. I think that's weird. You know, there are a lot of dedicated fathers that are not with the mother of their kids. There's a lot of truly single fathers that mother of the kids is just not involved. Um, and then the way that he manipulated the situation. So he apologizes to Elise about not being able to see the son, but then he says to her, I would understand if you wanted to walk away or never saw me again. And it triggered Elise, which I feel like that would trigger anybody. If you
Yeah.
hear your partner say that they're going to walk away or don't care that if you walk away because of this one thing, that's a little extra. And then I also looked at him like a red flag because how are you okay if she walks away, but you just forgave her after she publicly humiliated you and put your business on blast? Like
Right.
this was the episode. I've already been questioning Joshua, but now I'm really questioning him. And he's one of the men you got to watch out for because I feel like he could play a bitch until it's too late. Like by the time she catches it, she's already given him everything that he could want from her. But I did start to see why Elise is single also because I feel like Elise comes off as
She's
doing too much because she's ignoring her intuition.
she's too reactive. Like
Mhm.
you don't need to react to every single thing. And if you do have to react, it does not need to be the worst detriment of a reaction. Like, and that's where she loses me. Because her like intuition and feelings are valid because of how he moves. But where she loses us is that she goes to hell with her reactions, and you don't have to do that. Like, why don't you just sit back and be quiet? Like that whole situation with Nat, it would have revealed itself how she just sat in the cut and just shut up for a little bit. That would have revealed itself to you.
That's the truth. That's the
So
truth.
yeah, I just thought she's too reactive.
She is too reactive. I also feel like because of what happened in her last relationship, she's trying to make
Mhm.
up for it with this one.
Yep.
I want her to figure it out. Now, he tells her he loves her finally after um giving her the bad news about the son, which she does clock. She pays attention to the fact like, oh, you like to give me bad news and then follow it up with something sweet. Kind of like, what do they call that? I think that's called like breadcrumbing, or I
Breadcrumbing.
can't,
Yeah.
there's a term for that. Um Thank you, James, because I'll be like, I don't know.
No,
I don't think
that's bread. It's breadcrumbing. It's like trying to woo her into him and kind of keep her arms limp, but not giving her enough to where
Mhm.
she doesn't pull back. She's still like it's like giving a hug, but you hug somebody with one hand because you don't want to give them that other hand so they can feel the connect, but they have enough of a connection to where they still can feel you. That's what it is.
Child. Messy, messy. Unfortunately, I hear a lot of friends go through that. That's the only reason I kind of know that term, but may everybody who's dealing with it be freed of it because it ain't worth it.
No,
Now,
it's
the
not.
tea that I saw on the internet today about Mr. Joshua is his baby mother has spoken out on the internet. I saw a couple of 90-day bloggers and stuff and other 90-day YouTubers, which are very supportive. The 90-day YouTube community, the small creators, super supportive. But I did see that Joshua, his baby mother says he's a deadbeat absentee father. He goes months at a time without paying his child support. This is alleged and is what I saw on the internet. And you feel free to look at the fair use and copyright disclaimer that's in all of my videos and scrolling across the bottom of your tickers, you know? But the baby mama say he ain't shit. He ain't nothing but a slice of cheese without the corner. And she does not um, believe that he's honest with Elise. And based on what we'll see next week in the finale, I'm not surprised he's not honest. Are you surprised he's an absentee father? Because I don't think you are.
No,
Because
because I just said it. Yeah, because it
yeah.
get it it gives that. Like, I'm sorry. Like, even if she had not have come out and said anything, he gives absentee father because as I said, he never mentioned his child unless he
Mm.
was pushed to come to shove. And I don't like men who are like that. It could have been like, "Hey, so what did you do before I got here?" He could have said, "Oh, I was with my baby the whole weekend because I knew I was going to be with you, but I got to give time to my child." It just seems like to me, and I think that that's probably why whatever that text message said, no, you're not finna sit up there and use my child as a pillar for you in this relationship to make it seem like you something you're not. I understand if that's what happened in that text message. I understand why it did, because to me, that's not right. That's not fair. Um,
If you hit up your baby mama to see your kid or vice versa, however it goes, like it should be because you want to see your child, not because your mom wants to see them or the auntie, your great granny, or like it needs to be because you want to spend time with
with your
your
child,
kids.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
It's not
And
hard, y'all. Call your kids.
it's not. And you should be doing that anyway. And um, I need Miss Lady to come out and say what kind of man he was with her.
I think she did. Like what
Did
I
she?
saw, I'm gonna find it and send it to you.
Okay.
I read essentially the cliff notes, but I need to go through and look into all of it because there was a whole lot. There's been a whole lot coming out about this cast, and I'm starting to see that it's probably why we're not. Sorry, y'all, my lips was chapped. I'm putting some Carmex on, but I'm starting to see why a lot of these people, based on what's happening, like in the blog universe with this show, I'm starting to see why a lot of them are not like coming on 90 Day Fiance. Is this a bunch of deadbeat scammers? People like Lisa with all sorts of dual diagnosis psychiatric issues. And speaking of which, we did great without them this episode. I was
We
thoroughly
really did.
entertained.
When I tell you, I was nervous watching this because I was like, how is this going to work without Lisa and Daniel being the, oh my gosh, comedic relief of this show? And they
Plus
actually did
trauma.
really good. There was definitely a lot of drama. I was like, whoa, y'all, this show, yes.
Lisa
But
and Dario are something else. I'm
they
sorry,
are.
go ahead.
But as far as Elise, I feel like should still be questioning things. I feel like she's within her right to be questioning things when it comes to him. But it makes me wonder, and I don't know if you feel this way too, but it makes me wonder if the whole baby mama situation, if that relationship ended because of Nat as well. It makes me wonder.
He did say his previous relationship ended because of Nat. We don't
He
know how long
did.
he's been broken up, but I better see his white behind at that tell-all on the 3rd. I better see him. Because I feel like he gonna pull that BS that a lot of so James is new to this franchise, but he's liking it so far, thank the Lord. But usually what they do when the person in the other country is on bullshit, they usually just want to talk through Zoom. And I don't like that, but we'll see. I'm excited for the tell-all. You about to really think if you thought this was a shock, James, the tell-all, you're gonna be like, what kind of format is this? You're gonna be
Okay.
side-eyeing Brandy and or not Brandy, Andy Cohen and Carlos King. You'll be side-eyeing. I'm happy you're cleaning some chicken because not all people clean their chicken.
Show don't. Come to
And I hope
Phoenix.
that it is good. Not what? It's too
Come
hot out there to not clean your meat.
come to Phoenix. When I tell you people will throw that shit on a grill and without cooking it and seasoning it. That's why I don't eat everybody's shit out here.
Y'all, those who watch our joint channel on Watch Your Best Friends or those who subscribe to James's channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews, he is going to be making a move out of Arizona and Phoenix. I am not going to say where he's going because I don't do that on the internet, but he is going to be leaving. So may we get some new normal stories.
I'm excited because where I'm moving to got a whole lot of skin folk and a lot of successful skin folk. So I am highly excited to be starting this new journey.
Also.
Oh yeah, and I'm definitely getting my
And
real
you're
estate licensing.
into
Yeah, and
you're
I'm definitely
into
getting
that.
my real estate. Like I actually just enrolled for a course. I just got to pay for it now.
Yeah, that's good.
Waiting on my check. Because yes, I'm definitely because they have a whole lot of quality land development that I did not know about. That I would be a fool not to jump on it.
Yeah, that's what I was looking it up because I'm a nerd. I'm always looking up stats videos, but I was looking up where you're going, and there's a lot that's positive for the stuff that you're interested in doing, especially as a Black man. So I think it'd be honestly anywhere else out of where you at now is good for you, but at least you're going somewhere that's like lastingly good. So shout out to you. We'll keep lifting you up through your transition. That is also why he is not on my channel as much, okay? Because y'all been in my DM asking me that. He is fine. I am fine. He is alive. I am alive. We are fine. He ain't pissed me off, at least not this year. Okay. So
yeah, at least not this
we
year.
are okay.
Next year might be a different story.
He works night shift. He's doing overtime. I work during the day and then I go to school. Then I also have a side hustle in childcare that I handle. It's been very difficult for us to get together, and then we're about to deal with the 3-hour time difference. So I'm just letting everyone know.
Yeah, and we've done the 3-hour time difference. We did the 3-hour time difference when we first started.
When I wasn't working, I was in college with time. I don't know how that shit go.
I don't plan to get a night job when I move. That's not in the cards for me anymore.
He said I'm not doing it.
The jobs they send to me are all in day, so I just got to pick the highest bidder.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. I'm actually happy to hear that. That's really good news. But yeah, so that is why I haven't really announced that on the channel, because I do be like forgetting to, and then wanting to protect other people's privacy. If it's not my life, it's not my story to tell first. But yeah, that is what is happening with James for those who wanted to know. Forrest and Sheena. Molly. Now, you know what, Molly? I still feel a way about your questionable parenting, but I think that no parent is perfect. And I think that having just one kid, and the one kid you have has a developmental disability, I think that she did the best that she could with what she got. Her decisions and choices and her relationship with Forrest is unorthodox, but I think like most parents, where she gets it right is she does want her child to be okay. And I was here for the way she got on their ass. Now, Molly and Forrest and Sheena are in a nice little restaurant in the quiet Philippines where people are so polite. And Molly is in there. She said, "What are you doing, Forrest? You're going to move with this girl? You know what? You need to stop thinking with your pecker and need to start using your brain." Son gets a slice of pussy once. And she said, "Don't think with your pecker. Use your brain."
Y'all was not ready. And then it went on and on and on and on. Please get to the great part.
They are clear people, dear. My husband in the background trying to do homework in the next room, and he said, "Pecker." He don't be knowing what I'm doing, y'all. He just know his wife like the internet.
Oh,
Pay for schools, okay?
Oh, God.
Wait a minute. All right. Okay, I'm trying. Lord help me. So Molly is telling Forrest to stop thinking with his pecker and to think with his brain. And she said to him that she worries that his autism is stopping him from acknowledging the realities of her situation. I said, "Ooh, Molly, girl, that's deep." Because that's literally what it is. You could tell that this lady has not just studied this conversation with Molly. She ain't just studied autism and what her child has. She has also studied the United States of America Social Security Administration and Disability Payment System thoroughly. She tells Forrest that, and the way he was acting, he's like, "I know, Mom." He reminded me of like a 15-year-old girl in his response to his mom. And I'm going to use you as an example because James, since the day I met him before I had titties, has been saying that his mama is a lot. And I just feel like if your mom is a lot, you don't want to respond in certain ways. My mom is a lot. And the way Forrest responds is in a way that would make an a lot mom do even more than the already a lot that she's giving. But he does kind of act like a little girl. He's very immature. Molly grilled they ass, y'all. She asked Forrest how he's going to pay for stuff. She asked how much the rent was and then pulled the reverse Udo and said, "Okay, so you saying the rent out here is only $400. How much do you make, Sheena? About $500. We know Molly knows how much Sheena makes. Sheena said, "Yeah, Mom, but..." She said, "No buts." So you telling me, Forrest, that the two of you are going to live out here and support each other, and the rent is $400 a month, and y'all gonna have $100 left over for utilities, transportation, toiletries, personal needs, clothing, water, and that's not enough money. And
That's not.
I love that she broke it down like that, because sometimes, especially when your kids are at the age where they understand bills, whether they want to acknowledge they're there or not, that is the best approach.
Yes.
She should have done that from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Sheena didn't know what to do. I saw Sheena's face. Sheena's doing this. Molly's going in on them. She said, "Yo, you're not thinking. She could make more money over there. They don't pay what they pay." She said, "At least in America, you could go and call Social Security and do stuff in the right steps and tell them that you want to work so they could allot your hours to work." I work by day as a social worker. That is the correct process. So I was like, Molly knows her shit. She knows her shit. She said, "You could go ask for permission to work and then get you a job. They even have the disability program for people who have autism like you, where they will place you." This is true. That's the first thing I did out of college, was work with people on the spectrum, adults. There are programs where someone fresh out of college like me, or someone with a degree or master's in ABA, is there to teach people with autism how to interview. They sometimes sit with them in interviews for companies that are okay with it. Like, he can work. Then she said, "You've only had one job your whole life." Me and Forrest are the exact same age. I have had so many jobs, okay? I have more than one job right now, and I don't like that shit. Like, the fact that you've had one job in 33 years of life. By the time I got out of high school, because James is 2 years older than me, he had more jobs than you can count on hands, fingers, and toes, head, shoulders, knees, and toes included. So, and that was just a year and a half. Like, for us, the fact that he hasn't done anything is crazy. But as soon as she or Molly pointed out all of the financial woes, as Sheena was looking, no, mom, I'm going to take care. Don't tell me you're going to take care of my son, and don't you start those tears either, because Sheena's her lips started curling up and doing that thing where it starts, and she was about to cry. All you see is Sheena looking at Forrest like this. I'm going to step away. I said, I know you.
I know you fucking lying. I said, girl, if you don't cut that shit.
Where are you going?
Where the hell are you going? Why? Okay, yeah, go ahead. Because I'm finna go off. I'm finna go off.
I don't understand it. Sheena stepped away. Molly continued to go on up for us, pretty much giving him the normal stuff. Before we go any further, because that's all that happened at that restaurant, I know that's a lot to process. How you felt about Molly getting on their ass? Because I was with her. The rent cost, the water cost.
See, once again, like you said, I wish Molly would have led into that first, because then my outlook of her would have been different, because I did think she was overstepping at some points. But when Molly revealed that the rent was $400 and Sheena only makes $500 as a damn doctor, you guys, mind you, she is a doctor, making only $500. In fact, they only need them $100 damn dollars for food and all this shit. That shit didn't make no fucking sense at all. And Force is like, yeah, mom, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Baby,
and she has to give her family money.
And she has to give her family money. So she in the negatives right now. Because he's not gonna be able to work. He's not gonna be able to work in the Philippines. So
no.
Girl, but I tell y'all, Molly had me when she said, Sheena, don't you start that fucking crying. Don't you start them fucking tears.
she just, that lip just curled until it couldn't no more.
I'm sick. Listen, I'm sick of Sheena in this fucking crying, because this is manipulation. You are manipulating the situation. You know this shit don't sound right. You know you can barely get by. So how the fuck you gonna take care of another human being? And it's not like he a petite human being. He a big ass human being. He gonna have to eat. He got the shit. You got to yeah, like no, like we have to understand, if Sheena is barely surviving off of $500, how the hell you gonna take care of somebody else, unless they got apartments for $200, and even then it's questionable. It's like she's not thinking. She just won't regular. Look, I get it. When you lose your virginity, which I still question that too, but when you lose your virginity, yeah, you're gonna want sex. You're gonna want the regular sex. It's gonna be what it is. And she's thinking about a whole lot of shit flashing before her eyes. Like, damn, I got to give up my man, my dick, my my everything.
She's also older by 8 years. I keep forgetting that Sheena's like 40 or 41.
She's 40, yeah.
Yeah, Forrest is younger. So I feel like, because after they leave the restaurant and leave Molly, because Forrest realized his mama was right. It was how her husband was sitting there, and she kept putting her on that table trying to make her points. I said, you know what, Molly, I'm not mad at you, but you got one more time to hit that table. I cannot with Molly. I loved it though, James. I did.
I was, when I tell you, I was literally on the floor of my house just hollering, just because Molly is crazy. Molly, but I love it though, because she real. And the thing about it is, Molly know this is some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And the correct thing would be is for Forrest to get a job, do it the right way, and then send for Sheena to come to the States, because with her degree, which I'm sure is transferable to the US, y'all, Sheena could make literally $200,000 to $300,000 a year easily.
Mm-hmm.
With her degree.
It was weird because she tried to make it seem like she felt like Molly was downing the Philippines, or like her country was not a good place to live. Honey, your country is beautiful. That's why people from every country in the world travel there.
Yep.
And the people are kind. The food is great. People love the Philippines. I've never heard anybody say anything bad about the Philippines, and I've traveled a lot. However, Sheena, just because a place is nice does not mean the quality of life matches. I was just in Cancun. Now, if you're in the zona hotelera, trust and believe it looks beautiful, like you never want to leave. You just want to stay there and live and have a great life. But when you get out of zona hotelera and go look in the actual cities and towns and stuff, yes, people are happy, but it's a very different quality of life. Examples include the differences on the dollar. Like, and this is why Molly said they're not prepared, because Sheena, you know that the American dollar compared to the dollar that they use in the Philippines, it does go farther in the Philippines and here. So it's like, yeah, I get how she could feel offended, but Molly was obsessed with culture, buying fruit off the side of random people on the road. And Forrest don't even speak Tagalog or the many other common
Languages. Yep.
languages that are spoken in the Philippines. So I'm not sure what he's thinking. It's funny, one of my best friends is from the Philippines. Shout out to Devin. And he his wife watches this show, and he said about Forrest and Sheena, he said, the fuck's wrong with her big ass? I said, you know what, Devin, you're on timeout. But he was like, most people in the Philippines would be on the first thing smoking out of there. So he
A
said the
lot of them
storyline
do.
don't make
No.
sense. So I was like, oh, and he's from there. I said,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, a lot of them will tell you even they're trying to get here and they're trying to do it by all means necessary. And the most common way to do is they get married. And I have my girlfriend Hannah, she lived over here in Glendale. She was from the Philippines and her husband was here in Alaska. And she married him, got her ass up here. They were living in Alaska for a few years and then it got too cold and they moved their asses down here. It's
Probably not
just, you know,
old. I heard
no,
Glendale is nice.
no, well, see, the thing about it is a lot of them when they immigrate, they do immigrate to Alaska, Alabama, and I forgot the other state. But yeah, it's like very random ass places where they immigrate in the men because they normally work at the post office. That's what a lot of them do. So that's what they do. So yeah, they try to get here. So that's why I said Sheena crazy. Like it's not gonna kill you to wait a few months or a couple of years. You already waited 7. And from what we
She
understand, y'all
been
have already
lying.
met. Yeah, y'all already met. So I don't understand what the hell the problem is.
She been lying, and the fact that they've already met, you could have used the money that you spent on one of those trips. Because if you want to go to the Philippines, usually on airfare alone, you're looking at spending for airfare and visas probably anywhere from $1,300 to $2,000,
Yep.
$1,300 to $2,000. Like that could have went toward the visa, but I digress. Shani said, thank you for waiting, Shani. Molly is an old school mom. She be making sure he gets all of the benefits since he was a baby. Oh, yeah. She knows the social security system better than me, and I had to take 4 years to learn it. So she definitely knows and cares. James was not a lazy lima bean. He had at least 3 jobs, right?
Yes.
Honestly, a lot of
From
Californians, say
mm-hmm.
what you want about Californians and New Yorkers, you can never call us lazy people, baby, because to pay
Nope.
the rent and to keep up with these economies.
We got to work. Yes, I had 3 jobs from 19 to 25. Will not do that again. But at the end of the day, I was on my own. I had no other choice. I had car payments, rent, everything else. Very, unattached, unemotional, unmatched wife. So it was like, yes, I had to do what I had to do. So yes, I
Mhm.
was not no lazy ass person. Never been a lazy person. I had 2 jobs in high school.
That's the truth. That is the truth. She
Yep.
said, I don't know about the chick. I need to clean these glasses. Those tears real because they sounded so fake. Oh yeah, Elise got on my nerves with that howling up there like she was a damn stray cat in heat on that damn waterfall. Elise got on my nerves. I was waiting for Forrest to say they were going to live off love.
Live off love, hope, and dreams because $500 a month. When I tell you, child, I could spend $500 in a day in a
They
few
are
hours.
too sober, Forrest and Sheena, for this type of delusion.
Yes,
They really are. She said he gonna need special clothes for his big ass.
he sure is. Look, they don't have too many big and talls out there, so I'm trying
Not
to tell
special
you, yes, he
clothes.
gonna need some, and that shit costs. So that's why I'm with Molly. Like you not thinking, y'all like y'all are just thinking because y'all in love, like y'all some teenagers, and y'all old is like she midlife and he almost there too. So it's like I don't understand where y'all are thinking. Y'all thinking like teenagers.
Now it gets worse because back at that room, Molly proves that she is manipulative. Me and James will talk about her tears, and I stand by my statement, James. Her tears are unethical as fuck, and they're manipulative. She wants Forrest to stay, and she says that Forrest is being controlled and manipulated by Molly. I always believe takes one to know one.
Yep.
Okay, if you pointed out that you did it, whoever smelt it dealt it, we used to say, right? But she says Molly's controlling what Forrest does and manipulates him. But here's my thing. If you're going to be with someone with a developmental disability, right, or any type of medical anything, you have to think of that. You just do. So I'm not understanding, Miss Molly, why you have not once acknowledged Molly's reasons for wanting Forrest to stay. And she did not say that Forrest needs to be in America forever. She said he can do whatever the fuck he wants. However, she said that he needs to take the right steps to do it. Sheena is not acknowledging American customs and culture, one. She's not acknowledging her own culture, two, by expecting him to separate from his family so easy, but she can't even tell him the truth about money because she wants to give her family what she wants. And she doesn't seem to care about the fact that he is autistic. He is not fluent in the languages of the Philippines. And it could be overwhelming for him to not have the appropriate support that he would get here in the US if something goes wrong, you know? So I do feel like that is a concern and a red flag of Sheena, but I don't know what to believe with these people because so much has come out about them since this is aired.
The only thing that I believe is that she makes $500 a month and that she, you know, is living in the ghetto somewhere. And, because
Not living in the ghetto
if
somewhere.
Forrest is not sending her money, because 500 when rent is $300 and you only make $5, that leaves you $200. If Forrest is not sending him half his disability check, I don't know how she's getting by because it does not make sense logically. And I feel like if she really was making it the way, Molly wouldn't be this uptight. But Molly did that. Molly did that to prove a point, and I totally got the point. Molly, she cannot afford to live her own life. How the hell is she gonna bring somebody else into it and then think they're gonna live well and all this? Like, unless things are just 15 cents a piece, like I don't understand like how this is going to work. So I understood Molly. I'm glad that he came to his senses and said that his mom does have a point because she does. Molly has a huge point. You can't just come out there and then think everything's going to be great just because you guys have each other. It takes a village to live and money to survive, unfortunately, because this world wants to be fucked up and money hungry.
That's true. Hopefully they figure it out. I better see something better in the finale. But for now, it looks like Forrest is making a decision to go back home. He says that he's going to have to get a job. I just want to say it is fucking pathetic, on the spectrum or not, that a 32-year-old man, the only way that he is willing to accept getting a job is an immigration attorney, his future father-in-law, his mother screaming at him overseas. Like, I've never seen a man have to be coerced into getting a job. Molly, it's good to teach your kids about the system, but also teach them about the fact you have to work to live. Disability for people with what he has is not meant to supplement his whole income. It's meant to supplement the income he can't make as a whole. Like, he may only be able to work part-time instead of full-time. And that's where that check is meant to supplement it. Because taxpayers who do get their ass up and go the fuck to work is the reason your son got that check. Just want to remind everyone of that. That's all. Anna and Yovan. Things are not good with them per usual. She's never happy. He displays toxic masculinity as well as a lack of emotional regulation and maturity, as well as he had to date overseas because no woman in her right mind would date him over here. But she was mad at him for no wedding ring, but they're still going through with the vow renewal. She got her hair and makeup done and it looked exactly the same as it has this entire season. Josiah, I cannot. Can you not? I'm like, this is why we are live, y'all. Ignore my husband giggling in the background. But I mean, James, back me up, James. That shit looked the same because this
It
man is
did. I was
chuckling.
like, I said, baby, I hope you did not pay that lady for
And
any
then
of that
she had
shit.
the
You could have.
fan on her head while they were putting the makeup on. Why didn't got
And
AC?
then why did you need that roller if your bangs look the exact same that they did when you walked in? Why? And then why did you wear that dress? Is another thing. It's like y'all really, for y'all to have been planning this, either the budget wasn't there or y'all just didn't know what y'all were doing, because you could have went on Shein and got you a nice little white dress for little to nothing and actually made
Probably
it
would have
out
got
there.
it quicker than us too, because that shit was
Yeah,
right next
it's
door,
right
and
there. Is you
right
right
across the
there?
ocean.
Yeah. So I just like, and she's such a pretty lady. But yeah, that
She is.
makeup, I don't know what she did. I would love to have that lady interview and say what exactly she did and apply it on her face, and what product did she put in her hair, because everything looked exactly how she walked in with.
She's lucky. She's a pretty woman though, because
She's
Annalyn,
beautiful.
she looked the same. She still looked good. I know this wedding mattered to her because they got married online. They haven't been doing good. She was mad about a ring. She's always kind of mad about something.
Yeah.
But at first, I was like, in the beginning of the season, she was mad about things that made sense. But as we've progressed, she hasn't really gotten mad about stuff that like I would get mad about, except for him telling her she needs to be grateful for him paying for stuff. But they go through with the vow renewal. She's crying walking down the aisle, and it looked like she was agitated with him. Um, he gives his vows, and it, it just proved he sucks at emotion. When I got married, we just read the vows that they gave us. We did a little courthouse wedding, but like when my husband read those vows, there was like a look in his eye that was like, yeah, I want to do this. I'm happy to do this. I did not see that in Yovan. Like, she says she can tell he's sincere. I feel like she is finding little ways to make herself feel better about the fact that he's just not going to deliver what she's looking for as it relates to affection. That's one area I don't think people should compromise in, is
No.
affection in a relationship.
No.
I just, that's the thing that separates you from the relationships you have with others. So
Yeah,
I feel like
he's
she's compromising, and I don't like that. But he gives her
she's
a ring.
yeah, she's compromising for sure.
I, do you? I mean, I guess I don't have much to add about this couple, so I'll give you the
So
floor.
she's compromising because, one, he is not emotionally intelligent. He lacks self accountability. He lacks self emotion. He lacks affection. He lacks, probability. He lacks equal footing. He lacks income. He lacks, respect. He lacks, the yearning to learn you as a woman. He lacks, you know, just a lot of different elements that somebody who is getting married should have. You can't be lacking and have all these if, whats, and buts and all this shit in the air if we're supposed to be already married and then renewing our vows. This was the time for you to say, okay, why do you lack all these qualities that I need your ass to have in order for us to continue this marriage? It just goes to show that she has low self-esteem, which was very obvious when we met her. And she values, because a lot of them, I'm not, no shade to Filipino women. Y'all love black men for whatever reason, and I'm not mad at y'all for it. I'm really not. But for those y'all who love black men, y'all always get these old toxic ass, not ready, underdeveloped, just wrong ass men all the time. And then y'all get mad and complain about their asses when they show you exactly who they are. There's nothing different about him. There's nothing different about him. There is no map to the golden bucket. There is no pass, go and collect $200. I don't know what you don't see, ma'am, but you need to open your fucking eyes and look.
It's true. He definitely, I can't let go of this. When she was saying he was watching like the Kevin Samuels type stuff, I'm like, did you miss the parts in those videos where they was telling you need to have money to take care of your women? Because a lot of them toxic masculinity podcasts that Annalyn says Yovan listens to, they be saying the stuff they say on their premise and idea that they are men working and making enough to support their bitch life, not men who are crying about having to send $250 twice a month to the Philippines for their wife. Just saying. Just saying. So Yvonne is, I don't know, he just gives broke bitch
He
boy.
just, yes, he gives me to me anytime. There's nothing wrong with working at the nursing home, y'all. There's nothing wrong with working
There
at the
is something
nursing
wrong with
home.
that. No, there don't do that shit. There is something wrong with it. I've worked in nursing homes. I know people that work in them. If that's all that's available to you, fine. If you're choosing to work somewhere when you could be doing more, or you could be working there while bettering yourself to do something else, like Yvonne just gives lazy. Like he wants to be
He
treated like the
does.
alpha male, but the nigga gives he don't want to pay all the
No,
bills.
especially because you only an hour from Atlanta and you can go get you a factory job and make a whole lot more money. And you should be, listen to me, y'all. Jovan should be buying some land, building their house, buying her car, so when she get here, she can get her license, finding a way, or hell, even moving out of the Jacksonville, Alabama, where he lived at, because it didn't seem like there was much there to begin with. Like, you need to be elevating y'all lives, so when she does get here, if that's the plan, because I'm assuming you're not going there, so you need to be setting her up. And to me, he the type that would buy an Airstream in a mobile home park and say, "This our life." Like, he gives me a man like
That's
that.
what I was saying. He gives complacent.
Yes.
Complacency is dangerous, especially in a marriage. That
Hmm.
shit doesn't work. Shani says, because it's not really that hard for your vows to say, baby, I love you. I'm happy you chose me. I hope we can make this forever. Go a little Keith Sweat on her.
No, I need better. I need better than that even. Like, I need to really feel like you don't have to be, because I'm a writer. It's that comes natural to me. But I need you to put in just a little bit more effort when it comes to vows. Like, when I get married, I'm hoping whoever my husband to be is realistically shares like why you're truly with me, not because it's easy to say, baby, I love you, I'm happy you chose me, I'm happy we can make this forever. I need more. Why did you want to do this? I need you to tell me that on my wedding day.
Not on your wedding day.
Yeah, I need you to tell me the reason why we here right now.
You should be told that before you get there. But I get wanting to hear it at the altar too.
Yeah,
I'm not
no,
mad
because
at that.
no, for sure he gonna tell me before, because I'm not gonna say yes until he do. But what I'm saying is that I want to be reminded of these things. Like, I want to be reminded of,
There's
like, yeah.
there should be a gesture and a kindness. There should be something that differentiates it from any other comment or whatever. But I'm backwards. Like I'm considering renewing my vows because we're approaching some time. If I do, that shit will not be in America. It'll be destination. 15-minute ceremony, then we get drunk on somebody's ocean. Let me see. He didn't give her no money. You think I'm playing? I'm serious. He spent all the money on the ring, all 300 of it.
Which is crazy, because he could have sent just $100 and got him a replica and could have had some very nice shit on her ring finger. Got her a Cuban zirconia. She wouldn't have known. Like, I'm telling you, she wouldn't have known. They
She
make
was
them nice. They make them nice nowadays, where you can get them a nice big ass, like, fake ass
People are
5 carat
buying
ring.
cubic zirconias and lab diamonds more often, and I'm here for it. If you don't have the money to spend on it in full, you shouldn't be making payments on it. And that's how a lot of people have their jewelry. She was crying as she was walking down the aisle because she was like, "This is some bullshucks, man." She knows it, but Anna Lynn, at this point, I'm kind of like, sometimes you do too much. You're compromising. So if that's what you do, that's what you want to do. When we get to the tell-all, I better see that they have, at the very least, created a plan or something. Because every other couple's kind of discussed the K1 visa more. This couple hasn't really discussed too much. And she has a communications degree, useless degree. However, comma, she could still come to America and get a job with her degree and make good money, or she
And
could.
in Jacksonville, Alabama, she can get her a job. Where's she gonna work at?
Well, they got to come up with a plan, James. I
Yeah,
don't know what
exactly. Where's she gonna
I
work
don't
at?
know.
Because, girl, don't make me
Maybe
put.
they'll take their asses an hour over to Atlanta
They
and we'll
need to.
figure it
That's where
out.
they need to go. Because she's not gonna find no. If he working at the nursing home, I could only imagine where she would be able to work, because it did look like it was shit there. So that's why I'm like, we need to elevate.
Lord,
Y'all been married 3 years. Y'all need to elevate.
just go to tell her to go to Huntsville and just follow around the cast and expose the lies. She'll make money. Um Laura and Beer Connor, who we're going to discuss next, beautiful people. I appreciate everyone who's still here. I have not acknowledged the replay gang yet, so shout out to you guys. I do appreciate everyone for watching. I appreciate y'all, and we have lots of content coming this week. So much, my God. But Laura and Beer Con, they finally talked. He had the audacity to tell her not to come back to the hotel Airbnb thing that she rented for them. Remember, Beer Con is homeless. He couch surfing. You're not gonna tell me I can't come back to my shit that I
Okay.
paid for.
That's why
I
Beer
can't.
Con ain't got no black woman because I wish she was.
He could never date a black woman.
There you
Also,
go.
Beer Con, Laura has been exposed as being MAGA, and Beer Con has been exposed on the internet of
That's being a
using
racist. Yep.
a bunch of words that are racist towards black people. So I
Mhm.
don't have too much love toward Beer Con no more, and I'm gonna go through this segment quick. He also, I believe, skipped the tell-all or something went down at the tell-all with him. So we may or may not see him. Laura talks to him and offers to cut her relationship with Michael, like entirely out of her life. Listen, I'm a married woman, but I don't think that's fair. Like, I genuinely don't think that's fair. If I have a friendship, like Laura and Michael's friendship is like me and James, minus no one's ever tried to kiss anyone or wanted
Right.
each other. But in terms of like doing stuff, if I live near him, we'd probably always be doing something. That'd probably be the reason he never home. But they get along. There's a good dynamic. I don't think it's right to expect for people to drop people who were in their life before you got into it. I don't think that's fair. Now, if Michael was an ex, fine, but I don't think it's fair to expect her to drop him when he hasn't done anything. But Laura, I'm also looking at you like you were just at your friend house and he was supporting you through this. He flew across the country to help you because of your lies to this man. And he comes here finding out that he's hated because you have lied on him and all of this stuff. And now you're just willing to cut him out of your life to keep this man. I felt like that was kind of fucked up towards your friend. Like, I get that our friends find people and have relationships and stuff, but I would never consider cutting a friend out of my life just because someone that I've known less time than that friend wants them gone. Like, especially if you're not my husband or fiance. Hell no. I'm not doing that.
Mhm.
But she offers it. Beer Con's like, are you really serious? And she's like, yes, I'll do that. And then he says, you don't have to get rid of him. I said, well, why are y'all talking about Michael like he's a damn pet? You could keep him. The hell? I didn't understand that. But it's like, Beer Con, you did all of this complaining about her not wanting her to be friendly with Michael. Now suddenly you're like, I see he's important. I'm cool. Huh?
Um,
I don't get it.
I do actually.
I mean, he probably wants to get in the country, but
It's that, but it's a slew of other things. I actually understood where he was coming from. I did. And the reason why I understood where he was coming from is because she was the one that lied. And the whole time, Laura put it on Michael as if Michael was the one that was approaching her and liked her and doing all those things. So to him, it's kind of like when he found out the truth and really like Michael said, no, I really don't want to be with her. I ain't really trying to fool with her. Once he got that confirmation, then that's kind of where his mind changed because he's thinking in his mind, oh
that
yeah, he's
Michael
trying to,
wants
yeah,
her.
Michael wants her. So it's like he asked her, he said, no, okay, well, here's the thing. He can't be your best friend, but he could be a friend. I don't mind him being a friend, but this whole best friend thing,
You
no,
can't
he can't do
expect
that.
them to just change their friendship dynamic though that
No,
fast. He
no,
can.
no,
He
he
has a
can't.
right
But
to ask, but I'm just kind of like, I did appreciate Beer Con for saying Michael seems like a nice guy, because a lot of men wouldn't do that.
right.
A lot of men would stay in their pride and be like, "Well, I still don't like him for this bullshit
I've
ass
been in that
reason."
situation. That's why I
Then
know I've been in that situation where me and the girl were best friends, and the guy really did not like me because he thought I had ulterior motives. And when it came to find out, I really didn't have ulterior motives, and I actually was covering for another one of my friends because she liked him. It was kind of like, okay, well, I still don't like James because he shouldn't have did that. And it's like, okay, well, I can't win either way with you. So it's like, what the fuck do I do? but distanced myself. And I'm glad we actually graduated high school and I no longer had to deal with that situation. Yes, I had to lose a really good friend from that situation, but at the same time, it gave us space. Now he and I are cool. And whenever, because we just have the Facebook relationship now, where if I comment on a Facebook post, like saying happy birthdays to the babies or saying how cute they are, he actually responds and be like, thank you. We appreciate you. We love you. And it's like, damn, that's weird now seeing that now that we're grown. Why couldn't you do that then? But sometimes things just take time. So I understood BeerCon to some extent, because to me, the relationship with Michael, I feel like in some way Laura is manipulating Michael into some
The
kind of
part I don't
submission.
get, I can understand where he's coming from, but all of that just gives you a reason to leave her. But we know he's not going to because of the citizenship.
Right. Yeah, exactly. No, he
Honestly,
has one. Yeah, that's what I say.
Laura
Ulterior.
is creepy in a lot of ways to
Yeah.
me. And I think she gets away with it because she's a school teacher. Like
No,
usually I
she
say it's because
definitely,
she's
yeah.
colorless, but I feel like because of her profession and the fact that she's a colorless lady, I feel like that's what it is. But I did not enjoy watching her this season at all. I felt like she's just a girl who's never been, no shade, that cute, finally has multiple guys in her mind that she's juggling or something. I feel like she just enjoyed the attention in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And when it finally caught up to her, she changed it, but she's way too old for that. Hopefully she
She
figured it
is.
out.
She's way too old to be doing this shit. Like that shit you did
Lord.
in your 18s and 20s when you dating the field and shit. Now you in your 50s and now you're cute, and so now you want to do this. No, that's not how that works.
She says she's upset that she woke up alone. Girl, be upset that you were in the same drawers for the past 24 to 36 hours. Like I said earlier, she don't look like the type to have washed them out. Shetty was
I do not
DMing
need
me
that.
talking about she took a shower like she clean, but put on the same drawers. I said, Shandy. Oh my God, I was at work cracking up in a meeting. I shouldn't have been doing that. Let me see here. It was so easy for her to give up Michael because Michael ain't giving her no play. I think she sees he really don't want her. He really don't want her. And not every man that will fly across the world for a friend wants you. James would probably do that for a close enough friend. Like people, just because somebody makes a gesture, some people really love their friends that much to where if they ain't got nothing to do, they'll show up. But it
Well,
doesn't mean
here's the thing. The dynamic is she's alone in a country where he has the upper hand. So, yes, if you were to call me and say, hey, I need you to come because this man is some bullshit and I'm scared. Yes, I'm on the next plane coming out there. Absolutely. You ain't even got to say less. I'm on my way. And I'm doing this because my friend had concerns. She didn't know which way this relationship was going. She's by herself. So, yes, I'm going to show up. That's who I am. But the problem that I have with Laura, once again, is that she's not honest. She's manipulative. And most teachers are manipulative. That's the whole point of the game, because you have to teach other human beings, the study of their general education. So that's manipulation to some degree. So it's like she hasn't honest. And the problem that I have with her is that you're mad at BeerCon for feeling away, but you lied and made him think that it was your friend. And that goes to show what kind of friend she is.
Yeah, she's a terrible friend.
Yeah.
I'm starting to look at Laura and understand why at 50 years old, her and Michael, they haven't even been friends, she said, for like a full 7 years or something. Like they haven't even known each other that long. I know that we'll always meet people throughout life, but I do kind of look at it sometimes like a red flag when people are like, at the age that Laura's at and so stable and just now making new friends and doing all this weird stuff with Dayton. But we gonna wish her the best, I guess. Nothing happened with them. Her and BeerCon is cool. Good for them. Aviva and Stig. They're newly engaged, but they are seniors in delusion. They she is asking and talking to Stig because she's getting ready to leave Belize finally, thank God. And she is asking Stig, she's like, when are you gonna apply for the fiance visa for me to come to Belize? And Stig was surprised. He said, why would you come here? I thought I'd come to the US. And Aviva is upset because she's like, in her mind, the plan has always been for her to move to Belize. And then they show this clip of, I guess, what is supposed to be receipts of little, not even conversations about it, but just them being in cars going places and seeing the beauty that is the island of Belize. And then she's like, yeah, it's so beautiful, I'd live here. Of course I'd want to live here, it's beautiful, look at this. Aviva, my God, if bitches are really this dumb in Phoenix, it's really good I don't spend a lot of time there. I would have a Maricopa County sheriff fucking criminal record longer than anything, because I'd be known she just slaps bitches when they say dumb things. Like, that would be me, because there's no way that anybody can be this stupid.
Oh no,
A
there's a way.
converse
There's a way. Trust me.
a conversation about something is not just if I'm talking to James and I'm like, oh yeah, this episode was hella funny, I'm considering covering it. Oh yeah, this is funny. Yeah, I'm considering covering it. Doesn't mean I'm gonna cover it. I haven't told him I'm going to. I've told him I'm considering it. We've not had a conversation about it at all. There's been no pros weighed. There's been no cons weighed. There's been no opinion given. There's been no opinion discussed. Like, there's nothing. It doesn't count as a conversation. And the way she said it didn't exactly say, I want to be here. If you want to move there, be like, I don't want to go home. I'd rather leave the US and come here. But she never did that. So Stig explains to her that he's not going to budge. He says, you want to have kids, right? Well, I don't want to raise my kid in Belize because of the opportunity. He says he wants his kid to have more opportunity. And he says it's beautiful there, but America has more opportunity. He was correct. He was absolutely correct. We know he ain't shit, but he was correct. He was correct. And then he makes these jokes while laying on the bed. She's like, well, what are you going to do if you come to America? He's like, I don't know. You could be my sugar mama. I said, nigga, what? The girl looked like the girl don't even know to keep her. She doesn't even understand. She's outside squinting, unable to see with sunglasses on her head. And you think she could be a sugar mama?
Mm-hmm.
Her hair is always greasy, look like she don't always wash it. The girl doesn't understand how her own period works. She said that she is irregular, did not know when her last period was, couldn't tell us when it was supposed to come, and said, I'm going to take a pregnancy test. Who doesn't know when their period comes? Like, irregular or not, like, takes the test just a couple days after having sex, after he shot up the club. It take longer than that. Like, I'm just looking and I'm like, Aviva is so dumb. And he really made the joke of her being a sugar mama. And when he said that, I was like, oh, he don't take her seriously and he don't give a fuck.
No, he don't.
There's no way that this
No,
man
he
can
don't.
do it.
And let's be real. He was absolutely correct about her being the sugar mama, because it was two things that was true. One, they're not going to make any money in Phoenix because nobody is making any money in Phoenix. So she was absolutely correct. I'm glad she at least that self-aware. It's actually kind of amazing coming from a colorless woman, because they're the only people in this state that are making money right now. Two, the other thing is that, yeah, when he gets here, he's not going to be able to find work. There's going to be three places he's going to be working. U.S. Postal Service up in the warehouse, up in there in the Priority Factory, UPS over there at the airport, because they'll take you there. Or you can become a student and get that financial aid, but they cut out DEI programs, so you're not going to be able to get much funding. So yeah, she was absolutely right when she said you're not going to be able to get much here, so why come here?
And she should have picked up on the fact that if you're telling him you're not going to get much and that your money itself is, not much. Aunt Spring knows people he knows. Her marriage ended. She left Belize. She didn't stay.
No,
So
she didn't stay, 'cause
obviously,
Aunt Spring ain't no fool. That's the one thing about Aunt Spring I will give her. She ain't no damn fool. She know what the fuck going on, and she know what some bullshit happened. She might be, la-di-da when it comes to men every now and then. Everybody is, when you first get with somebody. But you start to wisen up real quick, and you start to see shit that don't make no sense, and you start to question it, and then you get the fuck on. That's what I need Aviva to do. Aviva, you need to start questioning shit, because that didn't make any damn sense. You live in Phoenix. You know how Phoenix is. You just explained it very, very perfectly. I couldn't have explained it better myself. Unless y'all were going somewhere else, It doesn't make sense for him to come here. And I wish you would have stood on that and told him, hey, look, Phoenix ain't where you want to be. And I know she could do it because she's a white lady. Like I knew she could do
No, I
exactly
really
that.
believe that they both kind of know and have known that they're just having like a fun little vacations fling to a certain extent. I think at this point, like after she chose to, even his dad was telling her to man cheat, and she still chose to believe him. So I feel like whatever they get, they get. But Stig tells the cameras after Aviva's crying because she got to go back to the airport, come back to that damn desert that is Phoenix. And you know what? That's the one airport. I'm always at Sky Harbor a lot, and I do always see people crying there. And I'm like, maybe everyone's just upset to be back. I don't know. But he wants to go to Houston so he could be with the other girl that the producer was telling us about a couple episodes ago in the beginning. He also says he has friends there in addition to family, and his career could go further down there in dance hall. I personally think you're just saying Houston because you know people there and have a bitch there, but dance hall, I would want you to go to South Florida, but I digress. But yeah, Stig, he has somebody else he's interested in. He couldn't even wait for the camera to go away. He told the camera of his reasons, which lets me know he was never interested in Aviva in long term anyway. I think he was done with her when she was tripping that first week that she came.
Oh yeah. You're questioning his integrity, which he knows is already flawed. But you're questioning his integrity, so yes, he's not going to let that go. And I knew that. Let me tell y'all. And as I said, women from Phoenix, I hate I have to put y'all out like this, but y'all don't be the smartest crowns, and y'all don't be the brightest crowns in the boxes. Y'all just don't. Y'all always accept what men tell y'all at any face value. The shit that Stig did this entire time made no fucking sense whatsoever. You
I mean,
even had
she's had a lot. She's had pictures, phone calls, text
yes, I was just gonna say
messages,
that.
his daddy, her auntie, people on the island. I mean, she's had more people telling her about this man from every direction.
And she
Aviva,
still ignored it.
whatever you get, you get. Shani said, once again, y'all are freshly engaged, almost probably wanting to have a baby, but neither one of y'all know what country you want to live in.
No, no,
No,
no, no,
they
no,
know.
no. They know what
They
country.
know.
Yeah, they
Aviva
know.
wants to stay in America. I think Aviva just don't want to be in the city that she's in. Probably wants a
Yes.
different state, which I can understand. A lot of people that go to Texas and Arizona from states that a lot of people that move there from states that are different, they end up coming right back and are miserable. I mean, it's just what it is. Not everywhere is for everybody, but they're both kind of dumb. We're going to move on to Rick and Trisha, more stupidity, and we won't be here long. We just won't. Rick is crying for some reason because he ruined his own relationship. He flew across the world to go be on some bullshit. Colombia was closer. I'd accept that, but you flew all the way to Madagascar. Do y'all know how far that is from LA? And to lie and be on bullshit and still talking to different women. Trish is done with him. He is crying because Trish refused to speak with him at the airport after she saw he was texting the next bitch. She went to the airport person and she had her seats changed on the plane so she didn't have to sit next to him. She then also went back to her apartment and did not stay with him in his hotel once they got back to the capital city. So Rick is super upset, and he thinks that because he has no plans to get back with his ex, which we know is a lie. Obviously, you have a plan because he couldn't answer a simple question she had, that means that what he was doing was not bad. I'm like, you responded for a reason. I have exes that text me all the time. I just block them from whatever new number pops up every few years. That's it. There's no need to respond if you're really done with someone. It's just how it is. But Rick is struggling with that. So I don't understand why people who hurt other people, like in terms of infidelity, always end up like crying and doing that bullshit. Trish should be crying. Why is this old ass geezer who sells hair during tax season crying? Why are you crying? I don't understand it. Rick pissed me off with his tears, but you know, he tells a stupid story where he says he basically told on himself further. He says that the Colombian chick, he also broke her heart because the Colombian chick was upset at Rick for talking to Trish and for him traveling across the world and right past her country to go to Madagascar to see Trish. And the ex in Colombia blocked him. So he says he was surprised to get the text, and that's why he responded, because he was so surprised that she unblocked him. Why do you care, Negro, if you with your new chick? Like, I don't like, all of it was just bullshit and lies. And I know that anyone that's been cheated on was triggered watching this. I felt triggered watching this shit. Like, why are you doing this? Trish and him do talk in the episode. She tells him to block the girl. This was the only shot she gave him. She said, you care about me? Tell this girl right now in front of me that you do not want her anymore and that you're willing to block her, and then I want to see you do it. He did not want to do it. He did not want to do it. He says to her he cannot do it, and he still has an attachment to this other woman. That's his reason. And he gets upset that Trish does not want to give it a try, even with him having these feelings for the other women. He's telling Trish he loves her because she's walking away and done, because she was right. You cannot love somebody if you make them second choice. That's number one. If you feel like second choice, you are. You'll know when you're the first choice because you're not going to be wondering where you are at on any scale. Like, and then separately from that, if somebody loves you, they're not going to deal with other people. They're just not. They're not. I believe that. I know people like to say, oh, men are this way and monogamy is dead. It's not. It exists. It does. But how do you feel about Trish and Rick? We know in real time they're actually done, but
I'm proud of her.
yeah.
I'm proud of her because she's the only woman on this entire season of this show that actually has common fucking sense and actually was not scared to leave this man after giving him chance after chance after chance. This is what I wish Anna Lynn would do. This is what I wish other old girl would do, Elise. I really wish y'all will really just come to y'all senses and realize if the behavior is not changing, then y'all need to go the fuck on somewhere else and leave them where they at. Because there was no reason for her to stick around. He wasn't changing his way. He wasn't letting that lady go. So therefore, you don't need me anymore. And I'm glad that she realized her worth. That's what a lot of you ladies need to do. You need to realize your worth. Because a lot of y'all are worth more than what you sold yourself to be. A lot of y'all are worth a lot more. But some of y'all let men and most likely the cuteness of what they are to y'all, like, blind y'all into thinking that you need to be around and you don't. So I'm proud of her. I am so proud of her. I really am.
Especially being 25. I love to see younger women make this choice because you're protecting your youth. You're protecting your ability to just make choices and have independence as a woman. I respect her. And it was funny because he was trying to make it seem like she wanted him for his money, but she went back to her own apartment, Rick, and she got herself there. But child, I'm curious to see what we'll get. Next week is the finale. Oh wait, is it next week? I feel like they said the finale is next week, and I cannot remember. The finale is either next week or the week after next. We'll be here next week again. I will be posting weekly schedules since you guys have all responded well to that, from the people I collaborate with to the audience. Everyone's responding well to the schedule. So I will keep posting it because it helps me to stay accountable and show up on time for these things. But I will have the schedule up. I may do a different time next week. I am back in school, so I'm doing the best that I can. I do encourage everybody to see the links in the description of this video. There's a link to James's channel. The Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel is his channel. It should be the first link. There's also a link to our joint channel, Watch Your Best Friends, as well as several other great talented Black creators. Other than that, you guys, if there is a show you're interested in having me cover, let me know. I do accept suggestions. I will have a review up for the Netflix show Age of Attraction. I did not have time to review the whole series episode by episode, so I'm going to review the 3-hour-long reunion and give my opinions on the cast, but we're going to head into the Housewives of Rhode Island. Love and light to everybody. Rewind if you missed anything. Shout out to the replay, and we will see y'all next time. Thank you, James.
Thank you.
Bye.